So D23 happened basically a month ago, and I have been spending time adjusting to college, so finally we are going to talk about what happened. For those of you who live under a rock, D23 is a Disney convention. They announce everything from movies to Broadway to what actually matters, theme parks. And don't whine, oh it's Disney, they never build good rides, because there are some cool ass looking attractions that they announce. There are 3 roller coasters, and these are legit roller coasters. It's nothing like the bum-ass ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. They look to be some serious game changers. Now, I am not saying this is near the quality of Epic Universe, nor a good response to it, but I am hyped out of my mind because Disney is actually building something besides a clone. I know, right? It's mind-boggling. Anyways, we have a lot of cool content to cover, so let's just jump straight into it. We are going to go in the order that everything was announced in, skim over the minor stuff, and really dissect the major stuff. So first off, we learned about a new land coming to California Adventure, and I support any new land at this park because it needs a little more substance, especially when you put it directly next to one of the biggest theme parks in the world in terms of attraction count. We already knew this was coming, but we got a little more information about it, and that is the world of Avatar. Now, I'm going to be honest, looks like the one case where I would have supported a clone of the current land because I am low-key a massive fan of the world of Avatar, but I also congratulate Disney for being semi-original and coming up with something new. This land looks really cool. It's based more on The Way of Water, which wasn't an amazing movie, but hey, it looks cool. The highlighting attraction of this ride is an innovative boat ride, but what the hell does innovative mean? I don't know. Navi River Journey is kind of ass, so I really hope it's a lot better. They probably are going to build 2 animatronics and the rest is all screens, or maybe they will be like the old Disney and actually change the industry. Who knows? I'm excited, the concept art is cool, and I am glad this is coming to California Adventure. The next thing that got announced was yet another boat ride coming to which park? Well, it's going to California Adventure. Like, damn Disney, 2 boat rides to 1 park? That is understandable, but I was expecting a little more variation. This boat ride will be themed to Coco, and it will not be innovative, so don't get too excited. Nevertheless, it is an interesting fit to this park, but I think it will be a good ride. There is a date set for this. It is set to break ground in 2026, so we are looking at a 2032 opening. I really wish it wasn't a boat ride, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Next up is a super minor thing. There's going to be a new nighttime spectacular parade at Magic Kingdom coming summer of 2025. I never was a big fan of parades. These are legitimately for Disney adults and 8-year-olds, so not overly excited for this one and probably not going to check it out. Another super minor thing was that an opening date for the world of Frozen was announced, finally. Disneyland Paris is going to open it in 2026, which adds up to only 7 years of construction. Wow, Disney is really on top of this one. The major news to come to Disneyland Paris is a Lion King log flume. This is coming to Disney Adventure World. It's taking me some time to get used to the name change. It makes a lot of sense though because it lacked being a true studio park. This is by far the worst park in the Disney franchise, so an addition like this is very welcome. Also, there are no water rides at the Disneyland Paris Resort, so it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how popular it will be in the Paris winters, but it's definitely a welcome addition to cool off during the summer months. Plus, the Lion King franchise is an absolute W choice for an IP. It would be the first Lion King ride, and that comes as a pretty big surprise for me given how widely loved the movies are. Based on the concept art, the first drop and mountain shape look a lot like Splash Mountain, but we will see how much it differs when more info is announced. Nevertheless, this looks like a very positive addition to the struggling Disney Adventure World. The next super minor thing is we have an animatronic Walt Disney show coming to Disneyland. Should be a nice way to cool off, doubt it will ever get busy. Okay, now here is a huge thing for Animal Kingdom that was kind of already talked about. They are getting rid of Dinoland USA. Thank God. This was a sad excuse of a theme park land. It was a parking lot that cooked visitors alive with the blacktop surface under the Florida sun. They already got rid of the spinning mouse here, so for a while we have known that this land was on the chopping block. The only question was, what are you going to do with Dinosaur? And Disney is going to retheme it to Indiana Jones. Now, Indiana Jones is my favorite Disney ride, so I am not complaining at all. I did really like Dinosaur though, but I'm happy it is getting an uplift, and it makes a lot of sense. The storyline is supposed to be unique, so I am doubly excited because of that. The other expansions to Animal Kingdom have to do with Encanto. I am a huge fan of this franchise, and it fits very well into Animal Kingdom. This is part of the same land as Indiana Jones. It is called Tropical Americas, so I don't know how well these two IPs blend together, but a huge tropical area makes a lot of sense given this park. However, the lack of animals is very noticeable, as some others have already stated. Now, the ride system for the Encanto ride is not revealed, but from the concept art, it really looks like a boat ride. I heard someone on Twitter say it's an Omnimover, however, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same ride system as Spider-Man at Universal, because Peter Pan at Fantasy Springs rode pretty well, and I think that ride system would fit in an Encanto ride. But we will see as this project comes closer to fruition. The last thing in Tropical Americas is a carousel, so that should top this land nicely and finish a much needed improvement of Dinoland USA. Oh, and we also got an announcement date for Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland California. It is opening on November 15th, which is nice to see. It's perfect timing. It will be open just in time for the winter. But in all honesty, I am eager to see this ride open. It doesn't look as bad as some Disney fans are saying. Two more pieces of minor information is that Test Track Reimagining is opening in 2025. I don't really care for Test Track at all, but hopefully they improve it because I thought it was pretty mid. The other piece of news is that they are opening a Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern in Magic Kingdom and an Epcot Lounge in Epcot. I'm just saying they need to serve more alcohol in the parks. Drunk guests are happy guests. The next piece of major information was probably the most mind-boggling announcement to be made, and honestly the one that I am most excited for. Disney is building an inverted coaster. Like, I still can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. They're doing it. They're taking a risk and building something they never have before. This is like the old Disney. It's crazy. This coaster will be themed to Monsters Inc. and the Riding Doors scene, which is just pure perfection, and it will be built at Hollywood Studios. But if it is themed anything how I expect it to be themed, I think it could be one of the best Disney rides up there with Cosmic Rewind. There's already a 3D model, so we have a general idea of what the ride is going to look like. Based off the model, the station is absolutely massive, and the Twister Dark Ride segment looks fantastic. I'm so excited for this to open, and construction is starting next year, so cheers to that being done. The next major announcement is Cars Land is coming to Frontierland in Magic Kingdom. How does this make any sense? I don't know. I don't really care, but this is a very interesting announcement. Cars Land in California Adventure is one of the best theme park lands in the world. It is presented so nicely and everything just flows so well. I don't know if that's going to be the case in Florida, but we will see. I am super relieved that they are not just cloning the California Adventureland. This version of Cars Land looks to have a more off-roady type vibe, and the counterpart to Radiator Springs Racers here, which I assume will be a slot car ride system, looks very cool. There's going to be a second attraction. I honestly have no idea what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of the flat rides. But hey, a ride is a ride. Another piece of minor news is that a Mandalorian overlay is coming to Smuggler's Run in both Disneyland and Disney World. This is news, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I'm not a huge fan of this ride to begin with, but if you ever have time to learn about the engineering behind it, it is one of my favorite rides to learn about. The next major piece of news is Disney is building a Vekoma multi-launch coaster at Disneyland Shanghai. Now, we already have a layout. It doesn't look like the craziest thing ever. It will have forward and backward segments, but I am not expecting it to be on the level of Cosmic Rewind, mainly because this coaster is located outdoors, and I am not confident in Disney's ability to theme it over the top. Of course, I am absolutely hoping for the best, and I think this will be a very solid family coaster. I'm just a little hesitant to say it will be one of the best Disney rides out there. Based off the concept art, which probably isn't accurate, there is a crazy pop of airtime, but I just think the concept art is not realistically drawn, so don't get your hopes up. There is another Spider-Man ride coming to Disneyland Hong Kong, and from the concept art, it looks to be a drop tower. Now, this is a perfect or close to perfect match for a Spider-Man ride. I really think a drop tower would fit in nicely, and we have seen Disney drop towers. They are some of the best in the world. I think Guardians is my favorite drop tower out there, and I have ridden the two tallest in the world, and it holds its ground against those two. I think the storyline could be really fun to play around with, and honestly, I'm really curious as to how Disney themes the exterior of the tower, because all of the tower terrors look sick. Guardian looks very cool, but a little out of place, so I'm just excited to see the massive Avengers tower, or however they choose to theme it. The next major thing is Avengers Campus expansion in California Adventure. I can literally fight the whole world on this, but I don't think Avengers Campus is that bad. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is a top tier Disney ride, and Spider-Man Web Slingers is so underrated. But with this new expansion, Avengers Campus is set to double in size, which is not a crazy feat considering the land is pretty small, but that makes me so excited. The e-ticket attraction will be called Avengers Infinity Defense. We don't know much about the ride system. My guess is a Spider-Man ride system because we have seen Disney start to work with that technology, but only time will really tell. They're also building a KUKA arm ride, which is not really Disney style because they are low capacity, unnecessarily intense flat rides, But I am not complaining. I will finally be able to get some thrill out of Disney, assuming they go all out on this. I'm just excited to see how overly complex Disney makes the loading/unloading process to increase capacity, but I am really excited. This will be called the Stark Flight Lab, and you will be testing new technologies. The storyline really checks out here. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Iron Man. I just think it will be a good time. The last major announcement was the one that had the most mystery attached to it, and that is Villain's Land at Magic Kingdom. For the longest time, this product was known as Beyond Thunder Mountain, and it's finally here. We just have a concept art and a statement that there will be 2 major attractions. We know one of them will be a coaster based on the concept art. It is small, but it's tucked back there in the left corner. The track does oddly look like iBox, and I would literally cream my pants if Disney built an RMC. Like, that would literally be insane, but I just don't believe it, so I'm waiting for more information. The other major attraction is almost guaranteed to be some sort of dark ride because that makes sense. I'm just very excited to see what IPs Disney throws into this land and how good the coaster will be. So that is everything that happened at D23 in 2024. I wish I could spend another 5 minutes talking about how good of a response to Epic Universe this is, but this video is already running very long. So my very short and uneducated answer to that question is that this is enough. It is not unexpected, it's not surprising, it's not blowing Universal out of the water, but it is enough to keep Disney relevant. As long as they pull through with their promises and maybe don't take 15 years to build all of this, Disney can compete with the rapid growing Universal. That's all for today's video, guys. As always, make sure to like and subscribe, join the Discord link in the description. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.